Join our family of creators. Your support means the world to us. Subscribe now to the Content Creator channel. Your support keeps us motivated and helps us bring you fresh, exciting content every week. Hit that subscribe button and be part of our journey. I bet you didn't know the sheer scale of changes that took place in Trump's first 100 days. It was a whirlwind of dramatic shifts and controversies. He unleashed a torrent of executive orders, each one more ambitious than the last. A staggering 143 in total. This was unprecedented in modern American history. It was a clear signal. He was here to reshape America according to his vision, no matter the cost. One of his first acts was the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, a move that surprised many. Headed by none other than Elon Musk, DOGE was tasked with streamlining the federal government, a monumental task. Musk, never one to shy away from bold moves, implemented sweeping changes. Layoffs were massive. Departments were merged and entire divisions were restructured. The bureaucracy, in Musk's view, was bloated and inefficient, a relic of a bygone era. His approach, while lauded by some for its ambition and forward thinking, drew sharp criticism from others. They saw it as reckless and cruel, leaving many hardworking Americans jobless and uncertain about their future. The executive orders, too, were not without controversy, sparking debates across the nation. They targeted a range of issues, from environmental regulations to immigration, each one stirring its own set of debates and protests. Many were challenged in court, leading to a series of legal battles. Trump, however, remained undeterred, confident in his decisions. He saw these actions as necessary to fulfill his campaign promises and restore America's greatness, a vision he passionately believed in. His supporters cheered him on, while his opponents braced themselves for a long 4 years of political turbulence. The sheer volume of executive orders, coupled with the creation of DOGE and its aggressive approach, signaled a president eager to exert his authority and leave his mark on the nation. Whether these actions would ultimately benefit America remained to be seen, as the nation watched with bated breath. One thing was certain: Trump's first 100 days were anything but ordinary, setting the stage for a contentious and transformative presidency. Immigration, a cornerstone of Trump's first term, remained a central focus. His administration's approach to immigration was both aggressive and controversial, aiming to reshape the landscape of U.S. immigration policy. He declared a national emergency at the southern border, citing an influx of illegal crossings and the need for heightened security measures. His administration designated certain drug cartels as terrorist organizations, a move intended to combat the flow of drugs and violence into the United States. The message was clear: the border was under siege. The administration's rhetoric painted a picture of a nation under threat from unchecked immigration. Trump resurrected the controversial Remain in Mexico policy, which required asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while their claims were processed. Asylum seekers, he argued, would have to wait in Mexico while their cases were processed, a policy that faced significant criticism from human rights organizations. He went further, attempting to end birthright citizenship and suspending the refugee admissions program, actions that sparked widespread protests and legal battles. The message was clear: America's doors were closing. The administration's policies were designed to significantly reduce both legal and illegal immigration. Trump invoked the Alien Enemies Act, a relic of World War II, to justify expedited deportations. This allowed for expedited deportations, bypassing traditional legal processes and raising concerns about due process. In a move that drew international condemnation, his administration deported alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador, a decision that was widely criticized. These actions sparked immediate legal challenges, with courts often stepping in to block or modify the administration's policies. Human rights groups accused the Trump administration of violating international law and basic human rights, arguing that the policies were inhumane and unjust. They argued that the administration was using fear and xenophobia to advance a cruel and discriminatory agenda, targeting vulnerable populations. The administration countered that it was simply enforcing existing laws and protecting American citizens from potential threats. The impact of these policies was immediate and far-reaching. Families were separated, asylum seekers were stranded in dangerous conditions, the legal system was overwhelmed with cases, and immigration courts faced unprecedented backlogs. Trump, however, remained defiant. He claimed that illegal immigration had been reduced to its lowest level in decades, a point of pride for his administration. Whether this was true or not, the human cost of his policies was undeniable. Families were torn apart, and many lives were disrupted. Trump's first 100 days on immigration were marked by a hardening of his stance, doubling down on his previous policies. His actions, while popular with his base, further polarized the country and left America's image on the world stage tarnished, raising questions about the nation's commitment to its founding principles. Trump entered his second term touting a strong economy, a cornerstone of his campaign promises. He pointed to low unemployment and a booming stock market as evidence of his success, often highlighting these metrics in his speeches and tweets. He doubled down on his America First economic policies, emphasizing the need to prioritize American workers and industries. Tariffs on Chinese goods remained in place, a key part of his strategy to reduce the trade deficit and pressure China into more favorable trade terms. He promised to bring back manufacturing jobs and renegotiate trade deals in America's favor, assuring his base that these moves would revitalize the industrial heartland. However, cracks began to appear in the facade as underlying economic issues started to surface. The economy, which had been growing steadily, contracted in the first quarter of 2025. Consumer confidence plummeted. Job growth slowed, raising concerns among economists and the public alike. The stock market, once a source of pride for Trump, became volatile, with wild swings causing uncertainty among investors. His economic approval rating, once a bright spot, dropped to a dismal 39%, reflecting growing dissatisfaction with his handling of the economy. Critics were quick to blame Trump's policies, arguing that his approach was exacerbating the economic downturn. They argued that the trade war with China was backfiring, hurting American businesses and consumers by driving up costs and reducing market access. They pointed to the growing deficit and rising national debt as evidence of fiscal irresponsibility, warning that these issues could have long-term consequences. Concerns also arose about the Trump family's involvement in cryptocurrency ventures that appeared to benefit from deregulation. Trump, however, remained defiant, dismissing these concerns as politically motivated attacks. He insisted that the economic downturn was temporary and that his policies would ultimately lead to greater prosperity, urging patience and confidence in his leadership. He blamed the Federal Reserve for raising interest rates and accused the media of exaggerating the severity of the situation, claiming that negative coverage was undermining public confidence. The economic picture during Trump's first 100 days was a mixed bag, with some indicators showing strength while others pointed to significant challenges. While he could point to some successes, the overall trend was worrisome, leaving many to wonder about the future trajectory of the economy. Whether he could turn things around, or whether the economy would continue to sputter, remained to be seen, casting a shadow over his second term. In his first 100 days, President Trump has made significant shifts in America's foreign policy. Prioritizing an America First approach, he has questioned long-standing alliances and treaties. This has led to a re-evaluation of NATO, strained relationships with traditional allies, and new dynamics with adversaries. While some see this as a necessary recalibration, others worry about the implications of a more isolationist stance. The world watches closely as the United States redefines its role on the global stage, wondering if America First means America alone. As we delve into the legal and ethical challenges faced during Trump's first 100 days, it becomes clear that the administration navigated a complex landscape. Questions around conflicts of interest, adherence to the Emoluments Clause, and the firing of key officials were all pivotal moments. These issues have sparked intense debate and scrutiny, shaping the narrative of his early presidency. Public opinion during this period was sharply divided. While some praised Trump's decisive actions and fulfillment of campaign promises, others criticized his approach as divisive and unorthodox. The Republican Party itself faced internal conflicts, with some members fully supporting the president, while others expressed concerns about his methods and policies. The future of the GOP seemed uncertain as it grappled with these internal dynamics. Evaluating the impact of Trump's first 100 days in office is a challenging task. Some argue that it is too early to draw definitive conclusions about the long-term effects of his policies and decisions. The early days of any presidency are often marked by bold moves and significant changes, but the real test lies in how these actions unfold over time. Trump's first 100 days were undeniably eventful, leaving a lasting impression on both domestic and international fronts. From executive orders to foreign policy shifts, these early days set the tone for what would become a highly unconventional presidency. As we reflect on this period, it is clear that these 100 days were a pivotal chapter in modern political history.